Hey guys, Collins here, and today we are back with a brand new video and a brand new episode of This Week News. Now I know it's been quite some time since we last did an episode of This Week News, and for that I do apologize. However, my explanation for it is the same as always. If there really isn't much news to talk about, or news that doesn't really interest me, I'm not going to talk about it because it's just not going to be an entertaining video. It's not going to be fun for me, and it's just not going to be fun for you. And that's kind of the whole point of YouTube, in my opinion, is to have fun. You guys enjoy my content, and I enjoy, making the content. So with that being said and done, this week we have a whole catalog of stories to talk about that interest me, honestly, and I want to talk about them. So if you do enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like. I know I'm begging at the beginning of the video. However, likes and views and shit are all down, so it would be very helpful if you do enjoy the content to leave a like whenever you feel like I've earned your like. That being said, though, let's just jump right into the video. For our first story of this video, we're going to be talking about the Pokimane drama that occurred these past couple of days. Now, essentially, the whole Pokimane drama can be summed up in a simple sentence. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse should not exist. Now let me elaborate on that real quick. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is basically a representation of offline TV, the YouTube house that Pokimane and a bunch of other streamers are a part of. And yeah, I don't think it should exist because I think all these quote-unquote YouTube houses or streamer houses or TikTok houses or just in general a bunch of fucking retarded people coming together to live with each other, it just causes drama. And sure, it's interesting to talk about, but in reality it kind of just ruins the lives of those who are involved. This past summer, a streamer known as Fedmeister was kicked out of the house because he allegedly was touching women inappropriately on their sides and kissing their hands. Essentially, a bunch of women in this house, this Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, kind of called him out on that and made a bunch of accusations against him and forcing him to just leave the house and leave the internet as a whole, as he had been cancelled. And later on, Pokimane went on stream and kind of made a bunch of accusations about Fedmeister and essentially accused him of being a creep and essentially saying that Pokimane and Fedmeister were in a relationship when they really weren't.
And Fed was by far the closest friend I had, like within OTV, and just a very, very close friend to me in general. The guy informed me that Fed told him that we were together when we weren't.
And of course what she said is pretty damning if true. I mean, if Fedmeister really was in this fantasy world pretending that Pokimane was his secret girlfriend or whatever, yeah, that'd be creepy and wrong. However, that really wasn't the case when a bunch of information came out in a leaked document detailing a bunch of really cringy shit. Now, essentially, it was Fedmeister trying to clear the air in terms of the Pokimane accusations. He did take fault for the accusations made against him when he was touching women inappropriately, and that's perfectly fine, it's good for him to take accountability. However, he did mention in this 25 long page essay, essentially, which is now not available, he mentioned the fact that Pokimane made up a bunch of lies regarding him and his relationship with her, and there were many screenshots of text conversations taking place between Fed and Pokimane, and the screenshots were kind of juicy, and it kind of exposed Pokimane for essentially lying. Now, I'm not going to say that they were both in a relationship. However, there was definitely at least some sort of romantic thing going on. Now, I'm going to put on screen a bunch of text messages I was able to capture, one of which kind of goes into some pretty awkward detail of their sexual lives. Pokimane and Fedmeister are basically casually talking about fucking masturbation and shit, which, I mean, if you're just friends, I mean, I don't know very many friends who would talk with each other like this, casually talking about fucking jerking off and fingering, and in another screenshot, it's hinted that Pokimane wanted Fedmeister to come into her room, and it's also said in the text conversation that her door was locked, and at the end she says, check again. Yeah, this is some spicy slice of meatballs if you ask me. And in the end, Fedmeister has like this little claim where he basically had this entire paragraph essentially stating that the whole situation that Pokimane talked about in regards to Fedmeister trying to keep Pokimane away from this dude that she was interested in was completely false. Now here's a clip of what Pokimane said so we can elaborate on it a little bit more.
Later that night, after the party ended, I texted this guy. And I was like, oh, kind of sucks, like we didn't get to hang out. And he was like, yeah, you seemed really busy. And I was like, me busy? Like you and Fed were, you know, two peas in a pod all night. And he goes, oh yeah, like what's going on with you guys? And I was like, what do you mean what's going on? And the guy informed me that Fed told him that we were together when we weren't, and that he told the guy not to tell anyone, not to talk to anyone about it, not to talk to me about it. And that was the first time that Fed just like massively broke my trust, and I could never trust him or look at him the same way.
So yeah, to sum it all up, Pokimane made the claim that Fedmeister was trying to keep this guy away from her, and even told the guy that, look, me and Pokimane, we have a thing going on, but don't tell anyone about it. When, according to Fedmeister, that was totally not the case. In this long-ass paragraph, he makes the claim that the reason why he was with this dude was because they were playing beer pong all night long. And then when asked the question if Pokimane is single, Fedmeister responded with, well, we kinda have a thing, but then elaborated by saying, but you should still shoot your shot, or something along those lines. So in essence, yeah, no, that entire story was pretty much bullshit. Well, yeah, Fedmeister did kind of fuck up and say, oh yeah, me and Pokimane are kind of a thing. Truthfully speaking, based on the whole text conversations I've already shared with you guys, and the text conversations that have been shared with the entire fucking social media platforms, it's quite clear that at the very least, Fedmeister believed that there was at least something going on. At least a little bit of something, I don't know. I mean, this is exactly why I called it the whole Mickey Mouse Clubhouse at the beginning. It's because this is such childish behavior coming from both parties. I mean, Fedmeister's acting like he's top shit, you know, fucking hitting on the quote-unquote prettiest girl in the high school, and then, you know, ended up getting rejected and being basically a pussy-ass bitch, while Pokimane is being like one of those fucking stereotypical popular girls who, you know, fucking everyone wants to fuck her. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, especially considering both her and Fedmeister are grown-ass adults, and I think both of them should be ashamed, honestly. But yeah, at the end of the day, let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Pokimane is the bad guy, or do you guys think that Fedmeister is the bad guy? Let me know in the comment section down below. With that being said, let's just jump right into the next story of the video, which revolves around Belle Delphine. Now, this story is a little bit old, so I do apologize for that. However, I'm here to talk about it now. Belle Delphine was banned off of YouTube. Her channel was deleted earlier this week, or later on last week. I can't exactly remember the dates, but essentially, yeah, her channel was completely deleted and the internet went bonkers. And the reason why they went bonkers in particular was the fact that there's a kind of a double standard going on YouTube. Now, obviously, if you know who Belle Delphine is, you know that she posts some lewd and sexualized content to her YouTube channel, and obviously that's her thing. She's the bathwater girl who essentially just sold a bunch of her bathwater for 20 bucks a cup, and, you know, made a fucking banger out of that one. But in any case, though, the problem that me and many other YouTubers had with this whole situation was the fact that there was a clear double standard here, because mainstream artists such as Cardi B was able to produce a music video literally titled Wet Ass Pussy, and able to fucking do all these, pretty much the exact same thing Belle Delphine did in her videos, and yet WAP wasn't deleted, Cardi B's YouTube channel wasn't deleted, Cardi B's channel is still out there. I don't know if the WAP music video has been age restricted or not, but either way though, it's not really fair that mainstream artists get this fucking pass. You know, they can produce whatever, they can produce any content they want, sexualized or otherwise, yet the normal YouTube, the normal day-to-day YouTuber like you and I cannot do that. We can't fucking be showing our asses and titties online, or else we'll get fucking mad. But these fucking celebs, these Hollywood e-celebs are able to do that, and it's ridiculous to me personally. However, it was revealed that YouTube had made an error. They made an oopsie, a big boo-boo, and they ended up reinstating her channel, which is all good in all honesty. And the reason why a lot of people, including myself, were really scared when this first happened is because it just looked like YouTube is favoring mainstream artists and mainstream media and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, they're forgetting that the thing that made them popular was us YouTubers, you know, the content creators, the average Joes with a fucking camcorder and a fucking shitty-ass mic. And not fucking Jimmy Kimmel and fucking Jimmy Fallon and shit. Now, the next story comes from a YouTuber known as Eddy Burback, and he kind of made a big little oopsie on Twitter, as he made a very controversial statement that I'm here to kind of debunk. Now, the tweet that he made reads as follows: any YouTuber that vlogged having parties during the pandemic should have their YouTube channels terminated. I don't support deplatforming. Yeah, it's not like promoting dangerous behavior is against the terms of service or anything. Sorry guys, I was just being too big of a libtard. My bad. Now, I have many issues with this tweet, but my biggest issue is his follow-up tweet where he kind of makes it out to be a political thing. Like, yeah, anyone who disagrees with him is a dirty, rotten, no-good conservative Trump supporter. When in reality, it's just the average Joe saying, hey look, Deplatformation is bad. And sure, you can argue, oh, well, it's in the rules, you're not supposed to promote violent or dangerous content, but you know, the rules are fucking retarded, and I've spoken out against them many times. YouTube shouldn't have the right to deplatform us because, meh, they don't agree with what we say, or meh, dangerous content. Because at the end of the day, if someone does something stupid or wrong, they will be called out for it. And in the case of YouTubers that, you know, vlog fucking going to big-ass parties, no masks, no social distancing, no nothing, yeah, I'm gonna call them out for that. That's dangerous and stupid, and they shouldn't have done it. But I'll never call for the YouTube channels to be terminated as a result, because they have the right to do whatever the fuck they want. And, you know, if I think that what they're doing is stupid, I'm gonna call them out on it and tell them that, hey, look, motherfucker, you're doing something ridiculously stupid. Knock it off. If someone decides to throw a party during these pandemic times, of course, they're dumb, they're retarded, they're stupid, and I'm gonna call them out for it. But to say that the channel should be deplatformed is, again, taking things about 10 to 20 steps way too far. Now for our next story, it's kind of on a similar topic with the whole virus, and it's talking about how Jake Paul called the coronavirus a hoax. Now, Jake Paul adamantly denies this and said he was misquoted. However, from this article I'm reading, it pretty much clear as day quotes verbatim what Jake Paul had said, and what Jake Paul said. And what Jake Paul did say was, quote, COVID cases are at less than 1%, and I think the disease is a hoax. Yep, clear as day, guys. Jake Paul did say the coronavirus is a hoax. And now, up until that point, I was actually agreeing with some of the things he was saying. Now, I'll read the full quote for you right now. There were people losing jobs and small businesses who are going bankrupt. There are millions of people who are unemployed right now. People are turning to alcohol and drugs to cope with everything that's going on. This is the most detrimental thing to our society, Paul had said. Now, the thing is, I agree with Jake Paul up until that point where he says COVID cases are at less than 1% and I think the disease is a hoax. Up until that point, he makes a really, really good point, and this is genuinely one of the smartest things that has come out of his dumbass mouth. There are people losing jobs. That is definitely a fact right there. People are losing jobs. People are going unemployed. Small businesses are going bankrupt, and yes, lots of people are turning to alcohol and drugs and even suicide in some cases in order to cope with what's going on. This is definitely truthful, and it's definitely a stance I can agree on. However, once Paul says COVID cases are less than 1% and I think the disease is a hoax, that's where that's where I draw the line. Because, dude, the virus ain't a hoax. I mean, sure, I'll admit that the mainstream media did blow it way out of proportion, and genuinely speaking, the virus isn't as bad as people like to make it out to be. But that doesn't make it a hoax. There are real people who have died from this virus. Now, for the next story of the video, it's a new YouTube policy update, and now this is one of the older stories that came out, like I think about a week or so ago now, so I do apologize for the delay. I probably should have done this story at least a little bit earlier. However, this story is really interesting to say the least, and I definitely do want to talk about it. So essentially, YouTube released a new policy update. It was sent out to every YouTuber's email, and they were pretty clear with what they wanted to do and what the new update was gonna do, and it's not very good. Now, I'm not really gonna get into the whole facial recognition or the royalty payments, part of the fucking statement. The main bread and butter, the meat and potatoes that I want to talk about is YouTube's right to monetize. Quote, YouTube has the right to monetize all content on the platform, and ads may appear on videos from channels not in the YouTube Partner Program. Now, what this means for the people who are a little bit slow, what this means is that YouTube can monetize your content regardless of whether you're in the partnership program or not. Which means if you're just like a 2 subscriber nobody on YouTube, and you decide to make a video and it ends up going viral, getting hundreds of thousands of clicks, yeah, YouTube can run ads on that video and make money off of your content while you make literally nothing. Nada, zero, zilp, zitch, niddle, zero, nothing. Now, obviously, YouTube has the right to do this. I mean, it is their platform after all, However, YouTube also has the right to just delete us all off the platform and turn YouTube into the late night TV show host fucking website. And all that's on YouTube is fucking Lily Singh and her shitty comedy, fucking Stephen Colbert, fucking both the Jimmy Kimmels and Fallons, you can have them all on the platform and delete every other independent creator. YouTube has a right to do that, but it's still wrong, just like this new policy. Anyways, though, it's fucking nuts at this point. It really is fucking nuts. But for the final story of today's video, to end it off, we're gonna be talking about the PS5 Scalpers. As we all know, PlayStation 5 is pretty much all out of stock all over the fucking market. PlayStation 5s, Xbox X Series, they're the newly released consoles that have basically sold out. Like, there are none of them left. You cannot find them anywhere. And essentially, people are trying to look for some. It's the holiday season. People want to buy it for their kids because, everyone's going to be really happy when they find out that, oh, look what Santa got me underneath the Christmas tree. It's a PS5. Thank you, Santa.
Thank you, Santa.
However, a scalper group says it has, quote-unquote, no regrets over reselling 3,500 PS5 consoles? 3,500 PS5 consoles? Oh, holy shit, I had to do a double take on that one, bro. What the fuck? 35, dude, I did the math. I plugged the numbers in. Well, you wanna know what came out? At $499 per console, and at 3,500 consoles, that comes out to $1.7 million. $1.7 million of merchandise was purchased to be resold at a fucking exorbitant rate. Now, if you look up PS5, you'll see that the consoles are now selling for over $1,000. That's like fucking double the asking price. As reported by Business Insider earlier this week, Crep Chief Notify is a company comprising of thousands of paid members who are said to use bot software to circumvent online retail queues and automatically purchase PS5 consoles, or they came in stock. I don't know who wrote this. Maybe it was a dyslexic person, because I can't fucking read that. Or they came in stock. What the fuck is that bullshit? Anyways, in the earlier report, a spokesperson for the group, which is made up of 12 staffers and charges a subscription of £29.99 or $40, claimed that it resold 2,400 consoles this month for profit. Unsurprisingly, this group has attracted many negative comments from consumers struggling to obtain a PS5 console this month, with units sold out virtually at every major retailer. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You buy 3,500 consoles. 3,500. And not only that, you circumvent the queues using bot software so that you can get your hands on it before anyone else can, just so you can sell it at twice the asking price. And for me personally, I don't really care, because I don't really want a PS5 or an Xbox X Series or whatever. I'm perfectly content with my PS4 and Xbox One. But I know there's people out there who really, really want this console, and basically now they're forced to spend like thousands of dollars on the console because it's sold out everywhere, and the only people who are selling it are people who purchased it when it was like $500 and now are reselling it for over $1,000. Now I know the saying goes, the early bird gets the worm, but it wasn't necessarily the early bird that got the worm this time. It was the cheating bird, the cheating bird that used their high big brain intelligence to concoct a way to get the worm somehow before the other people, the other birds, got the worm. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it genuinely pisses me off. Now apparently this scalper group got robbed. I'm not entirely sure exactly what happened, but yeah, if that's the case, then GG, man. They fucking deserve it. That being said, though, hope you guys did enjoy this episode of This Week News. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on the video, and as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content, and make sure you hit those goddamn bell notifications so you can stay up to date with all my latest content. And as always, social media links all in the description down below. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and Storyfire, and BitChute, all of which are linked in the description down below. That being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Goodbye and farewell.